Hey everyone, uh, we are live, I guess. So today I'll continue with something that I started with earlier this week. That is building a 2D game with gestures control. By gestures control, I mean like you can be standing in front of the camera in your system, like the webcam and all, and then whatever gestures you do based on that, the character can get controlled. So basically, it's a simple 2D game, and yeah. So today we're gonna just continue on that. Let's see now. Let me find it. Just setting up the project. I'm sorry. I just realized there are a few things I have to set up, and it's kind of private data that I don't want to share across. So I'm sorry for the delay. Um, Alright, so let's start now. So last time I had set up a project, gesturing, and we had started looking around with cursor, or we were using windsurf, I guess, I'm not sure. But I think in my system I also have cursor. I feel like it's a good opportunity for me to explore some other new IDEs. I heard there is Firebase Studio that just recently came up by Google, and it's kind of a good opportunity for us to explore it. Okay, and with that, I will just start projects gesturing. So yeah, we will be using cursor today. I think that day we were relying on windsurf in our VS Code. And if anyone has any question or want to say something, just ping me. I'm here this time. So with that, let's just continue. So basically it's going to be a web-based game, so that is easily accessible for everyone. Okay, I think this is a different project, or is it the same one? Oh, it's the same one. Okay. Not bad. Okay, so yeah, this is what windsurf had generated for us. We were using plot with it, and this is what we got. So today I think we'll continue with cursor using the same plot model. And yeah, with that I'll do one thing, because I started using this Kaboom.js, which we saw like is out of maintenance now, but it's good enough for our use case for now, because the APIs look good. There is a new fork of that project, and but for us I think Kaboom.js looked good enough, because we have a very simple 2D game which later on we will be integrating with hand gesture library. As we progress, I feel I should start maintaining, say, kind of a readme. Would be basically helpful, because I need to plan this project. Readme already exists. Let's see. Let's call it plan.md, and yeah, here like we'll keep all our planning that we are doing for the project. And yeah, so this project is gonna be JavaScript based, and I think at first we will just try to build the project, and then maybe we will structure it, maybe we'll make it more clean for the use case. And so yeah, that way we can do all the best engineering practice later on. For now, we will just rely on cursor and see what it can do for us. And yeah, I'm like kind of naive still, I would say, and in cursor and both this framework, game development framework. So it's gonna be interesting, like what a guy like me can do, who is kind of naive in everything in this ecosystem except I understand JS and can write JS, but other than that, like everything else is just something that I don't know. Yeah. And yeah, so basically our first thing was like setting up the project, which we have done. It's suggesting things already. So Kaboom is already set up, sprites are set up. Yeah, we set up the sprites already. Some sprites, like you can look at the last tree in case you want to know what we have done till now. It's just like very basic stuff. I didn't stream too long last time. It was just some stage. So basically, yeah, this set up the sprites. We picked up a framework for our use case, and yeah, now we just can experiment and do things. So that I'll start setting up. Project is done. Pick up framework and idea for game. The game is gonna be very simple basically. So in our game, our character will go on a journey to find. Oh, okay. That was not the plan, but this is good. The storyline looks good. On a journey to find a way to save his friend from a curse. Yeah, and like basically our characters, if you look at them, the setting, it's like kind of a dystopian future, and our characters are like Japanese anime characters. And I think that story that Cursor has picked up looks pretty good based on the character line. I wonder like if it can pick up the images and all this project. Oh, this is good. It has generated like a whole story for us. I still have issues like when I'm writing Markdown and I want to close the sidebar through the default shortcut Command B. It doesn't work because it starts bolding out the text here on Markdown. If anyone has any suggestions, later on can comment on the video, or if I don't think like anyone is here in the live stream right now, just fine. So it's repeating itself. This is this is gonna be interesting. This part we can, I'm thinking for this later on we can add some AI character, like I have some ideas now after this. And basically the story can change. Later on we will integrate AI as well to change the story, dialogues and everything. We'll just give it some prompts, and I don't think we need drag for that purpose. Just simple prompts to tell it what we need to do. It can, based on that, generate dialogues and storyline. Like it can modify the storyline here and there, and yeah, that would be something interesting to see later. For now, let's see. This part is need to be done later on. Let's see. With AI integration, pick up items and use them to solve puzzles. Actually, we don't have puzzles. We'll be able to fight it. For now, let's say we don't have puzzles, but maybe later on we can add puzzle solving. Yeah, we can do that later on. For now, it's kind of annoying to see cursor generating everything, but it's also helpful. I don't know like if there's any proper way to handle this, because for me it's like a new time to see this much suggestions coming up. Another place like I'm using WindSurf, but I have muted that down, and I only get when suggestions or whatever, like when I need that, so it's kind of chat more. Anyways, our character will be able to fight enemies. Our character will be able to pick up items and use them to solve puzzles. For now, we don't need all that. Go on and yeah. So later on, right now we just have 3 kind of sprites. One is for our main character and 2 kind of enemies, and we will just add like a friend thing, which will be like an NPC, and yeah, our character will be able to fight enemies. And these are the 2 things for now. Okay. Let's see now. Coming back to this, let's see what do we have available through cursor. Shell command, install cursor command, cursor, new composer. Okay. Is 3-point sonnet also free to use? And okay. Edit code to mention blah 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 blah. Alright. If I look into this, like the whole thing looks good to me. Like I know it's kind of broken. Like if you can see, the character is being displayed multiple times, and when I do the jump, this is what's happening. I'm not sure if last time I was using cursor, because the interface was very similar, but I think it was WindSurf, but I can't tell. Because I don't remember much now. So for today, let's set up some tasks. What we gonna do today? Let's just say this is storyline. Task done. And let's just say my current tasks are here, and now what we have to do, fix the bugs and make character movable, the key. That's going to be first thing. Okay, add the enemy character, add the NPC character, add the puzzles. No puzzles for now, no items, no inventory. Add the items, maybe items, no inventory. Add the save and load game. What is this? Add the inventory. No. Add the quest. No, for now it's gonna be 1 level for now. Add the UI for enemy and add the UI for game. Add the AI for the enemy. This is also gonna be part of the for now. Add the combat system. First we will add the keyboard input, and later on we will convert it into gestures. These things are for later. Add items, blah blah blah. For now, I think this looks good. If there's anything missing, I will just do that along. So for now, this looks good. And with that, let's start. Search for past composers chat. Okay. Okay, so now we have to show it what's happening. Let's say game is breaking like this. Main character movements are not proper when he's moving. The walking frames are not showing up, and when he jumps, the whole game breaks and it just gets stuck like this. The same main character is being displayed n times here for some reason. Alright. Okay. Submit with that again. Okay, so it's saying premium. What is non-premium here? Cursor small. Let's see what this model will do. For me, it's quite okay, I guess, for now. You can add some debugging blocks to your existing code to help identify the issue. I don't like that. If I have to do things like what I have before right now, I mean, it's like a two-way thing. Ideally, I should also learn through this, but right now I want to do less learning. Like, I want to just learn the important parts and use cursor to do it, but maybe because of the model I'm facing this issue. Let's try GPT-4 03. I think these all are like they really want me to switch to this I think 04 mini seems like non-premium for now. Is it? Otherwise, I will switch to windsurf. Like, it's fine. Fuck it. I mean, like 04 mini model should not take this long now. And I think okay, my patience has given up now, and I'm gonna switch to windsurf. Like, I know it might not be that strong, but at least we'll do something. I can't just keep waiting. Or bye cursor. And with that, let's come here and see what we can do. We have two things here, like Copilot and windsurf, so we can use either. Oh, I don't have windsurf, it seems. What happened to windsurf? Did I remove it? It seems like I disabled it. These tools I sometimes find them annoying, but yeah, I think for this kind of project it's good. Alright, so what do we have? I wonder now why windsurf is not showing up. I think it's like I can use only one AI assistant at a time. Is it like that? Copilot. This is a good thing, like what we're seeing here. Like they're telling you already, like this is the only model you can use. Others are like premium. So like I'm not wasting my time trying to go over them. It's a good practice. Okay, sorry. I'm already getting tired looking at all this. Can you pin it somehow? Explore. wonder why I don't see myself over here. Oh, I think maybe I was typing wrong at the time. I didn't see. Where's the open profile? Alright. Can I? Okay, I can't share images. Understandable. Code is not working. Currently, the player is broken, and when I'm moving it initially, there is no walking animation. Just same player sliding. The same player, I think sliding ahead currently, and when jump, it breaks completely. Help me fix that. I'm not sure, but I have heard that you can combine it with your say windsurf and all through MCP now, that it has become easier to integrate your own tools, your own local LLMs with these coding assistant tools. So maybe later on we will explore that part as well. So So this section is for player controls, and let's say this section will now take care of player movement. I don't know if I'm doing it right. This part. But anyways, let's see. There's, you can see there's like that code smell right now. Because it's not taking care of the instance. Had it been like that same player, like let's say there are two players and it's doing it like this, it's not clean. Anyways, secondly, the jumping animation making completely laggy. So any place animation, yeah, that thing is right. And like, yeah, where were our jump mechanics? So it says okay. So now the animation state will be idle after this. That's what it's saying after jumping. You also need to add the animation state property to the player object. Some bounds checking to prevent the player from moving outside the screen. You can use the delete key down left. So what's happening is, okay, I don't know why. Can I just alright, like that code looks similar to this one, but let's add it. It's moving horizontally. just realized there was no kid, so it would be hard for me to check it without it. Alright, I've restarted the server. Let's see, and now it's not moving at all. Great. At least previously it was moving. Okay. Maybe I missed this thing, but like the thing is, this part is added at the movements of left and right? Let's just say, if you want to debug this, let's look at it. Oh, there are multiple errors. Cannot read properties of undefined reading X. Maybe we should set it up with our ID, should we? But I think for now it's fine like this. Player dot is moving horizontally. Okay, so it's saying this thing doesn't exist at all. But I added this method somewhere. Because here if it's able to pick it, this is add debugger here, add debugger here. So now what happened? We have a player. What do we have at speed? Speed object doesn't even exist. Okay. So basically it's not even existing, so how can we do this? Is it like hallucinating or what? I'm not sure. It seems like there was, okay, let's put it all back the way it was for now. When it says change player sprite, previously how it was working, player dot use player dot play. Okay, I'm now thinking, because I need to use some AI tools, I will use ChatGPT and Claude on my, because otherwise it's gonna be problematic if I try to mingle my way through all this. And yeah, because it seems like the small models are hallucinating. It seems like there's nothing speed in is there is nothing like speed or like suggestion it gave me. Speed is just basically supposed to be a number generally. It's not an object at any point. So going back here. Alright, so what do we need to do? Let's see. Yeah, so last time think it was hallucinating. There was nothing like the way it was suggesting. And my bad, I didn't check that. And also, like, it's a small model, so I can't trust it too much. And I think I will use Claude and ChatGPT now online. Because I don't have any premium subscription for these tools or even for any of the tools currently. I'm in the exploratory phase still, and for the work I'm doing, I don't see any requirement for me to get it until I feel there's a need for that. I think I'm fine. Alright, so I have both of them open, and yeah, this way easier. Okay, sorry, I was just exploring some topic related to Chrome because I wanted to do something. Basically, I was thinking if I can split the screen into two, so I can have Claude open on left and ChatGPT on other. Not sure. It seems like it's possible, and I remember I saw it somewhere, but not sure how easy. Anyways, let's get back. And what are we doing right now? Okay, I will just close things which I'm not using. Okay, and we have this, and we have two items here. Okay, I will do one thing. I will open this on the left and this over here, so we can keep looking at the game as well while we do this. As you can see, this is the bug here, and first let's say I will give it to plot. Oh, the interface changed. I copied the code and it's showing up like that. Cool. fix all the issues in this code. Currently, the animation. Do you think like the frames are dropping? Like, let me see. Oh, what could be? If we can understand that part, that would be great. Kaboom! And what we are doing is load sprite, right? Let's look at the load sprite method. I think like maybe the code is fine, it's just the sprites are not put on properly. I think I understand what could be happening. Seems like what's happening here is the code is fine. We're trying to load the sprite and it expects everything there and it's slicing it based on A. Let's see, what is slice X value? Well, how many frames are in the area horizontally? Yeah, so that's what it's doing. It's taking it as one single sprite and thinking it's like the whole thing is over there. We might not have it. I don't remember what it was like. Okay, as you can see, we don't have that many. 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Oh, it has it. Okay, so but not for everything. So when player walk, at that time we have 8. Player idle. For the idle we have 1 2 3 4 5 6. So we will divide it into 6 parts. Oh, sorry. And what else do we have? So run has 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Okay, this is fine. Run and walk. For jump we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. For jump we have 10. And we go back to here. Okay. Player attack 1. 1 2 3 4. Slice X 4. Attack 2. 3. we have 3. I wonder if I'm doing the right thing or not. What if it's supposed to be x plus 1 parts? 1, 2, 3. Maybe it's supposed to be this. I don't know. Player dead. For the dead we have 1, 2, 3, 6, 10. Maybe we can open some Kaboom.js tutorial. With Kaboom.js. Is there any short phase of 3 was Kaboom.js? I need like a very short tutorial which can just give me a quick overview. I think Replit would be good, maybe. Or we can use Replit also. Maybe we'll try that after this.
Look like this is the game, and as you can see, it's pretty basic, but I think it's a good way to learn how to make a Kaboom.js game. So let's get started. First of all, I'm going to open up webplay.com and then create a new repo. And then I'm going to select Kaboom, not Kaboom, Kaboom, because this is our newer version of the code. And then I'm just going to log in flat. By the way, feel free to follow this locally if you prefer that. Here I'm going to be using repo.com. Now, when you open a new repo with Kaboom, you should see some code here. So let's see what that does. If you run your code, you should see something like this. So this screen is the Kaboom.js game screen. It's actually just a lib. And let me walk you through the code. First of all, we are importing the Kaboom library, and then we're initializing our Kaboom context or our Kaboom environment, and then we're loading some assets here, just one asset actually. We're loading this sprite of beam. And if you go to the Kaboom tab here, you should be able to see that we have a sprite called B here, and then we're loading that with load sprite sprite/b.png, and then we're calling this sprite B. And to add this sprite B to the screen, we're using this function called add, which takes an array of components, and each component defines what the game object is and how to show it on the screen. So we're showing the sprite that we call B, and then we're defining the position here with the x position and the y position. So the x position is the distance from this side to the sprite, and the y position 40 is the distance to the top bar to the sprite. So that's 80, 40. And then we're using this component called area with.
Oh, if you could see, I think the jumping animation improved. So, but yeah, the walking and everything else is not that working. But I think it was just related to the way our frames work. So most likely it's just that issue. Basically, we are defining all our movement here, how it will be, and basically our sprites, like the animations, we're defining over here. and it's just the issue with that currently, it seems. Alright, let's go back to the tutorial because we need to understand
which I'm
quickly.
going to explain what it does later. And by the way, in this video, I'm going to assume that you have basic knowledge of JavaScript, so if you don't, please let us know in the comment section. Anyway, the next thing we want to do is I'm going to temporarily use this sprite as our flat. And right now it's not moving at all, but we want to make it fall with gravity. To do that, we just need to use this component called body and add it to that game object. And as you can see, every time we refresh this page with Command S or Control S, you can see that it falls just like that. And the next thing I want to do is I want to make it so that every time you press the space key, this character jumps. And to do that, you can just use the key press function. Key press equals space, comma, and then we're going to define an arrow function that's going to be run every time space is pressed. And to test what we wrote so far, we can just do debug.log space pressed. And once you refresh the web view and press space, you should see something like this. So this lets us know that we are capturing the actual face. And once you
I missed it.
I want to make it so that every time you press the space key, this character jumps. And to do that, you can just use the key press function. Key press equals space, comma, and then we're going to define an arrow function that's going to be run every time space is pressed. And to test what we wrote so far, we can just do debug.log space pressed. And once you refresh the web view and press space, you should see something like this. So this lets us know that we're capturing the action where you press the space key. And then to make the character jump on top of that, we need to assign this game object to a new variable called, let's say, player. And then instead of logging this action, you just need to type player jump and then refresh the page. And this way, you can see that we're capturing the space key and then the player is not jumping. Okay, and the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to replace the sprite with something that looks more like a ribbon. To do that, I'm going to add a new sprite here. And there are a few different ways of doing it, but I think the easiest way is to use the asset library here, and then use search there. Flappy, I think bird, and then select this one, and now it's important. Or you could draw it by yourself and upload it by yourself, or draw it right here in the code. Anyway, to use that sprite, instead of this being the sprite that we're using, I'm going to replace this with birdie, this with birdie.ping, and then we're here. Let's see how that looks. So it is working, but this is very small. So to fix that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a scale component here, and then I'm going to do scale, let's say, 2. And this way, I think it's a good size, so this is what we're going to use. And the next thing we want to do here is I want to add the background, some background that's going to be nice, and just this one, and some types here for the bird to go through. So to do that, let's add this BG sprite and this pipe. And then first, let's add this background. To do that, we need to use add again. Again, add takes an array of components, and then sprites, BG. And here, one important thing to note here is that you need to draw BG before bird, and that way, this bird is going to be on top of the background. So let's refresh after loading the BG sprite here, sprites/BG, BG, and the background is loaded, but it's not filling the full screen. To do that, we need to set the sprite's height and width. So we do that with the width being the width of the screen, and the height being the height of the screen. So this function with parentheses, this gets the width of the screen, and the same thing.
Okay, I think we also need to change that.
Same with this function, hopefully.
Oh, I see what I'm doing wrong, sorry. Alright, so here like we're just loading the sprite. After loading we add it where? Okay, this is the scene. We're adding the game over here. Okay, they didn't add the width and height previously, which we have done. Maybe let's not do it over there and do it over here. Let's see. Now it scales to the screen size. The scaling is not proper though. We can change that. How was it? You add width and height over while adding the sprite background. Okay. Let's see. It's obviously it was gonna break. Because it's of a certain size.
Hopefully this is going to work, so let's see. And it is working. So this way, the background is filling everything. And the next thing I want to do is draw height. Or one of the heights at least. So let's draw that after it looks like here. And to do that, let's say sprite height. And then the position should be the width of the screen minus, let's say, width. And the Y position, for the Y position, I'm just going to use 0 for now. See how it looks. Again, I forgot to load the type sprite. So let's use here, right here, and then sprite slash type here. Okay, so the type is drawn here. And by the way, there's another way to know, what the path of these sprites are. Let me just show you that quickly. You can just say insert load code right here, and this inserts the code for loading the sprite. Anyway, this pipe is in a weird position, so let's fix that. We need to bring it down over here. To do that, we just need to change the position of the pipe. The Y position in particular, let's say 300. Let's see how it looks. I think I went down a little too much, so I'll try 200. And I think it looks okay. It looks okay for now at least. And then, we want to flip this pipe and then put it on top of it, just right here. And to do that, we're going to copy and paste this add function here, and we're going to say sprite pipe, and then flip y true. So we're adding an object, a JavaScript object here to define some properties of the sprite. Here we're saying, we need to flip this pipe vertically, and then we're drawing these two pipes on top of each other. So we just need to change the position. I think the x position is going to be the same, and for the y position, let's try 200 minus 200. Okay, so that way we were able to draw it kind of roughly in the correct position. And I put -200 to show that we need to draw this pipe from right up here. But there's an easier way to do something similar. So here I'm gonna replace this with 100 maybe. I don't know, maybe around here, I'm not sure. But anyway, we want to be able to draw the pipe from the bottom left corner from the y position of 100 right here. So to do that, we just need to say origin, but left for bottom left. And that way, this is 100 right here, that's the y position. And we're drawing this pipe from the bottom left. And the next thing we're going to do is...
Alright. So what's happening here is we've added like an element, sprite. If you see, it's like more of a procedural way of doing it and declarative. So their way is, I mean, it's fine, it makes sense because
right now
it's like natural progression if you go through it, because if we add it in a procedural way, the code would become lengthy for sure, but would be easier to read and understand reason. But I think for small games like this, it's kind of fine for now.
We want to be able to do it manually. To do that, let me explain what I'm going to do in the drawing first. So first of all, we can get the height of the screen with this function, height in parentheses, and then we can get the central point, the central y position of the screen with height by 2. And then later we're going to define a new variable called height gap, which is going to be the gap and the length of the gap between these two heights. So once you find the central position with height equal to 2, we can just add half of the height gap this way, and then we get the y position of the bottom height. To get the y position of the top height, we just need to say height divided by 2 minus height gap divided by 2. So let's first try that. So like I said, I'm going to first define a constant called height gap. Let's just set it to 100 for now. And by changing this number, you'll be able to change the difficulty of the game. And then when we draw these pipes, for the bottom pipe, we can just say for the y position, height parentheses divided by 2 plus pipe gap divided by 2. And then we can do something similar for the top pipe, but just do minus pipe gap divided by 2. And then you might not see much of a difference. Now we're generating these positions per man. So if you want to make the gap smaller, 50, we can do that. But let's keep it at, let's say, 120. And the next thing I want to do is I want to be able to move these pipes up and down, or generate these pipes, at a random position by moving them sort of up and down. Because if we always generate these pipes at the same position, it's going to be pretty boring. To do that, I'm going to go back to the drawing, and conceptually what we want to do is we want to, we have the central point, and we want to be able to move it up and down randomly, just like that.
I think for now, it gave us some perspective to start away, and we will come back to this again once we get stuck. So when we are pressing right, this is what's being pressed, and he presses shift, we make it player speed. Instead of player speed, let's call it run speed. Alright, and so after that, if key down is pressed, then run speed, otherwise at normal walk speed. Alright, then we move the player with that speed, and if player is grounded, where is this grounded? Like on a platform, if it's landing on a platform, so we must have some platform here also defined. Let's see the platform. Where is the platform defined? Platforms for each, so these are our platforms. If player is grounded and player is not attacking, and now I'm not sure why it's not moving. Fail to load image from enemies. I see. This thing can do something about this. Enemies. Get the code. Item. Let's say go for that. I'm assuming for now the idle would be same, so let's copy the same config and let's copy paste it. Right, and let's just check once idle. How does it look? 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, seems like it has 5 for Kotaku and Yuri has I'm doing one thing that I don't need to do. That animation I'm adding for idle also doesn't need to be there because it's just idle, right? So I can just add pick one only. Let's see what's. So now our players are showing up, and then rates. It's breaking pretty bad still. At least we figured out the issues with Sprite, but we need to fix all this. So today let's try to just fix the whole thing, make it work, and then we will go on to let's make it work. So basically what will happen is our game will keep forwarding ahead, like if the player keeps pressing ahead it will move ahead, and then as he progresses some characters like the enemies will come up, show up. There are two ways, like I want to keep it very simple right now. One thing I can do is instead of going ahead it can just go vertically up in the game, but it's kind of the same thing to do. Basically like I'm trying to reduce the movements and the places he can do. Like in the 2D he can just, if he just goes up it will be easier for me, or if he just goes right ahead can just jump. But with jumping I have to take care of some other movements. I'm just thinking. Alright, so I think we'll keep just simple 2D with some platforms in between where you can jump, like say Mario and that kind of games. Yeah, and we'll keep the map small, not too big, very small, because once it starts working, the main agenda of this whole exercise, the project, is not to build like the whole full-fledged game, but to learn like the ropes of this framework so that we can build simpler games ahead, or like we can extend this game and then integrate AI components. We can like the gestures and then like say AI NPC players and stuff like that. So we try to stick to our agenda as much as possible. Okay, so moving ahead, let's try to platforms. Let's just break down. So now we've got the task that we have to do. First thing as a part of this we have to do is let's just say make the character jump. Make the character move, run, walk properly. That's gonna be our first thing. Then make the character jump properly, and then attack properly, and hurt and dead. That will come after enemies. Then like add enemies, properly moving and attacking properly moving and attacking, taking damages, killed, So basically, like these all are like the animations and the states I'm talking about here. Properly moving, attacking, taking damages, and then getting killed. This is for the enemies. So this is the agenda for now. So let's just say this will also go on to later for now. And I've added the gap between these two because first I have to make a game working. So these tasks will be most likely I'll try to do today, but these tasks are for later, maybe like tomorrow, the gestures, and then like the AI NPC and all. So yeah, for now, first thing we have to do is these things, and I would say enemy thing will even come after this. Make characters move, and then I will, after this, I think after enemies I will add some NPC which the player can interact and get hits. And yeah, so these are the tasks. I will be back quickly. I have to take like a say 15 to 20 minutes break. It's early morning, not early morning, almost, as you can see, 10 a.m. I have to go for breakfast. I'll be back. Yeah, for now I will be putting stream on hold, and I will be back in 15 minutes. See you there. Just one small update, I will be streaming again. Like for now, I think I will just stop the stream and will continue later. So another part of the stream will start. Or should I just continue? Because it's fine either way, I guess. So I think, yeah, let's continue like later on. I will not stop the stream. I'll keep it on and I'll be back in 15 minutes.